All right, welcome back to the show. Talking about Cliq Chat. I have a guest in the studio now, and we'll be looking at school business and its challenges, a COVID-19 perspective. She is the proprietress, Lead World International Academy. She is Mrs. Olushola Nelson. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, ma'am. Now, since April, when the schools were shut down due to coronavirus, what impact has this have on our education system?
As you know, there are positive and negative impacts, and this has really affected the education system because there is a structure with which we operate, and this pandemic has affected the structure completely. And what I mean by it has affected the structure completely is that the e-learning is not for schools, both government and private schools that are buoyant enough to afford it, and some private schools that are buoyant to adapt to e-learning. Some of them have challenges with some of the parents that are not educated, and some are not buoyant enough to afford it.
Okay, now how have you been able to manage this situation as an educationist with your students and teachers?
It has been quite challenging because the service being offered it has been quite challenging in a way, because we can't keep the students or pupils idle. And the service being offered, if we request for school fees, it will be for which term? And the teachers that are taking the students and pupils are investing their time, and they are selling values. And values are not to be sold for free.
Yeah.
And these teachers still will be expecting to be paid. And the parents are not forthcoming because they can't really.
Now, what creative things have you been able to engage your students with, even in lockdown?
Has been the normal school activities. It is just that we are limited because there's no physical contact, which will make it more effective because it's e-learning, but they are not fully engaged anyway.
How have you been able to make use of the available digital tools in teaching?
Well, it has been via Zoom, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms. The parents and teachers have been trying their best possible to maximize it.
Now, let's look at some of the challenges school owners are facing during this period, because a school like yours might be able to afford the e-learning platform, just as you mentioned. But some schools have challenges, and especially in schools where they don't really have the capacity to do so.
Okay. It is not easy, but the parents that we supervise the e-learning and other activities done on the social media, some of them are at work, some of them will be at work, and some will be at home, and some don't have, and some have different business time schedule, and it has not been easy because we have the privilege of having our parents on ground together at once to supervise these children. Most especially, the challenge is more on the nursery and primary section. We need the parents to be on ground to help us supervise them, and the privilege of having them on ground and having a common time has been a great challenge. And for parents who have 2 or more children, I mean parents who have more than a child, that have 2 or 3 children, it has not been easy to have them supervise them together at once. And we have some less privileged parents who are also complaining of data. And another thing that is peculiar to every school owner is fund. It's fund. Every school owner is doing, every school owner is doing a lot in this prime period to sustain their business, and little or nothing is forthcoming. Little or nothing is coming in, and that's not easy at all.
Yeah. Now, as the government plans gradual reopening of schools, what do you think are the measures to be put in place by schools in line with standard procedure of preventing coronavirus?
Okay. As touching that, it depends on the federal and state government, but we need to follow instructions strictly, and we need to be proactive by having a structure on ground that we ensure the safety of both our students and the school. And the use of face mask is compulsory, hand sanitizer is compulsory, and fumigation of our schools is also compulsory. These measures, in line with what the federal and state government will provide and expect from us.
Okay. So, looking at social distancing, how do you intend to, achieve that, if school will eventually resume?
We will try our possible best, just like the federal government has rightly said, that if there will be need for morning or afternoon section,
classes, okay,
then I think that will help to also call or to, effective.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Lead International Academy now. What makes Lead World International Academy stands out?
Okay. Everyone goes into business for profit, but you should know that in business, to make a profit, you will need to sell values. And in other words, you exchange values for money. So in Lead World Academy, we sell values. And education is all about adding values by impacting the students positively. And when value is added to a child, transformation is inevitable. So what we do in Lead World is add values. We have the facility to attract people, but we major on values. Key word is value.
Okay.
And that's what makes Lead World Academy stands out.
All right. Now, looking at this period we have now, what do you think government can do to support school owners in this trying period? Government have been trying as much as possible to give out money to artisans. They've been trying as much as possible to extend palliatives to some less privileged in society, but we've not been able to hear them doing things for schools. So what do you think government can do?
Well, as touching that, my president is in the best position to talk about that.
Right.
But I believe they have been in talking terms with the state government. I'm not the president. I'm just an executive member of NAFS. The president of NAFS, Alhaji Abdurrahman Aditunji, is in the best position to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm not the president, but I know that private schools are going through a lot.
Okay. So, what would be your advice to school owners, parents, and students as the school resume? Probably, hopefully soon.
My advice to parents is that they should give full support to the teachers so as to crown their efforts, and they should. We know that's double task for them now in this trying period, but they should just try and give their full support so as to encourage the teachers. And for the school owners, I want to encourage them. We serve God of times and seasons, and no season lasts forever. Season comes and goes. So let them be encouraged that this season will definitely be over. And I would like to also tell them to pause and look into what has affected the system in the past, improve on it, upgrade, and put up a system that can stand the test of time. And while waiting for schools to open or to be opened, they should engage the parents and the students with the e-learning.
Okay.
Then for the students out there, I would like to tell them to keep reading their books, studying hard via the e-learning and other approach. And very soon, this pandemic, coronavirus pandemic, will be over, and they will be back. They will resume back in school. They should take responsibility because their success is in their hands. And I pray that God will extend grace to every one of us in Jesus' mighty name.
All right, that's a very word of advice from our guest. And one thing she has said is value addition. All you need to do, no matter what you are doing, especially in this time, try and add value. Not only in as a teacher, probably, but as an individual too, try and create value in others. Thank you very much for coming on the program. All right, I have been speaking with Mrs. Olushola Nelson. She is the Proprietress Lead World International Academy, and we've been taking a look at school business and its challenges, a COVID-19 perspective. I'm looking for a musical break now, and when we come back, we'll be giving you the viewer segment where you're going to be participate as our audience. Be our guest. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Lord, because you've gone ahead of us. You've cleared up the mess behind us, and you've gone